This is a Barcelona side who had 18 shots, just 2 of them on target overall, Shaq, and also a Barcelona side who were hanging on at the end. If this game went on for about 10 more minutes, you would have felt Celta Vigo would have gone on and win it. Of course, a great chance at the end that was Fluff Ter Stegen making the save. Why? What's going on? What's the problem here with Barca?
Listen, it's impossible to put a finger on, given the talent that they have out on the field. Maybe it's a bad day to be criticizing Luis Suarez. Finally, he comes good. We've been waiting for him to do that for quite some time. I thought the second goal was an incredible finish. But it's a team that, as good as Lionel Messi is, gives you nothing other than from the diminutive number 10. For all the talent that they have to call on, and as highly as Ali thinks of Ricky Puig, I think similarly of Frankie de Jong, who of course is missing through injury. So as a result, you're not getting the kind of penetration and certainly not support from midfield that you do. Added to that, we've spoken about Griezmann in the wall. We've spoken about Gerard Piqué lunging in to concede the free kick for the second. Gerard Piqué is also sat 10 yards deeper than everybody else, playing everybody on. For Celta's first goal. They keep making these basic errors defensively. You've got no real support through midfield, or certainly not enough. And in the end, you're asking Lionel Messi to carry everybody's load. And as good as he is, there's only so much he can do.
And the thing is, Ali, this isn't a surprise. People are saying, well, why are you always so critical of Barcelona? They still remain top of the table. And of course, they are still at the moment. Real Madrid are in action on Sunday against Espanyol. But you could see this coming. If you watch Barcelona week in, week out, you can see these mistakes, you can see the cracks. And the problem is, Quique Setien doesn't seem to have the solution as to how to close those gaps.
Yeah, and to that point, I would just refer back to whenever Barcelona was at their very best, whatever you consider the best version of Barcelona has been, one of the things that was key and a major attribute to those teams that they would control the pace of the game. They would tell you and dictate to you how the game was going to be played. And right now, regardless of who Barcelona plays, because it doesn't have to be a high-level of competition team. It can be Mallorca, it can be Leganés, it can be Celta de Vigo. And any of those teams, for major and large period of times during those matches, they controlled the game. They created chances. They had opportunities. And as you mentioned, Nolito should have scored a game winner in the 94th minute. And so Barcelona are fortunate that they tied the game 2-2. They should have lost the game today against Celta de Vigo. And to be honest, you look at this team and you just don't see those periods of time in which they dictate the game. They don't. They do it for sometimes 10 minutes. The first 15 minutes of a game, the first 20 minutes, and then it feels like they just run out of legs or they run out of energy or intensity, and then you see Barcelona dropping off. When have you ever, in the very best years of Barcelona, have you seen Barcelona dropping off and just kind of absorbing pressure? And mind you, absorbing pressure against Celta de Vigo. You're not absorbing pressure against Manchester City. You're not. This is not Liverpool. This is not Real Madrid. This is not Bayern Munich. This is Celta de Vigo, who until maybe 2 weeks ago, they were right there in the relegation zone. And it was the same thing against Leganés, and it was the same thing against Mallorca. It tells you that this is a team that has had issues for a while now, and it should not be a surprise that they drop points the way that they have. It is either Lionel Messi scoring the big goal or it's not happening. And today, in particular, Lionel Messi, there are a couple of chances, top of the 18-yard box in which you expect better from him. It didn't quite happen. And so, therefore, as a consequence, you find Barcelona dropping 2 critical points. And mind you, they're also playing against Atletico Madrid coming up on Tuesday. Good luck with that. This league may be over before we know it.
$1 million question, Ali. How does Setien fix it? How would you fix it with 6 games to go?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I really do think that right now what they have is a shortage of personnel. And I know it's ridiculous to say that about Barcelona, but just look at what is actually going on out on the field and the players that he's actually leaning on for being the difference makers in key positions. And Rakitic, for long periods of time with Valverde, was no longer in the picture. Now he's critical to their success. Arturo Vidal, who was, I think, brought into this team to be an additional option, a squad player, if you will, a number for depth, now plays a critical part for the success of this team. So two players that maybe were not supposed to be in the picture now are very much at the core of what this team needs in order for them to be successful. And so the injury to Frankie de Jong is big. The fact that Arturo hasn't been the player that they wanted is big. The fact that Antoine Griezmann, you're still waiting for him, that's big as well. And you still go back to the fact that defensively, whenever they lose the ball, they're always liable to either make a mistake or create 1v1 situations in which they cannot defend that properly. So if you evaluate Barcelona this whole season, it's been Ter Stegen making big saves, Lionel Messi scoring big goals. If that's not happening, they're losing points.
Right then, let's play the percentage game, Shaq. Percentage chance of Barcelona to win La Liga.
23.
Wow. 77 then for Real Madrid. It's that big.
Good maths, Dan.
There you are.
Yes, it's that big. Listen, just given where we are, given the fact that Real Madrid have the head-to-head, and given all the struggles that Ali just pointed out, and let's be honest, we're not quite sure that Setien has the answers to those questions. 23 right now is looking kind of generous.
Wow. If Real Madrid win together tomorrow, they're 2 points clear, Ali. Are you at 77% as well?
I'm even higher. I'll give it
really?
80-20.
Wow.
I really think this is for Real Madrid to lose at this point. Not only are they the front runners, but they seem to be trending in the correct direction, whereas Barcelona is barely hanging on. Evaluate the game since the restarts and just look at Mallorca and Leganés and Sevilla and Athletic Bilbao and just go through those games and tell me in which one of those games were they really comfortable throughout the 90 minutes? In which one of those games did they control the game? In which one of those games were they really sort of the best team? And yeah, this is Barcelona, and we can trust that this team is going to see 3 points game in and game out. They have to be perfect from here on out in order to have an opportunity. Can you trust Barcelona to be perfect with 6 games to go? I don't know. It doesn't seem likely.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.